got to go and go down the park. I was down the park yesterday with an RC car, and I left the little body clips down there, and I was absolutely gutted because they're the best ones I've ever had. They're just, you know, I haven't got any more. I don't know where I'm going to get any more of them from, so I'm having a little trip down to the park, go and get them. Hopefully they're still there, because they were cutting the grass, but luckily I wasn't actually on the grass, so we'll have a look. I was all the way down to the bottom here. I'm hoping the clips are still on the ground. What stroke of luck would it be if they were? They were cutting the grass while I was here, and if I was on the grass, left them on the grass, I reckon they'd have been sucked up and chopped up. But let's see. I was just on the corner of this old abandoned, I don't know what that is, volleyball pitch. Yes, I can see them. Look at that. There they are. There they are. Look. Those are the best R clips I've ever had. Solid metal, and they're bent and they're orange, so they match the shell. The ones you buy these days, they're not solid. They're like a flimsy metal, and they all sort of fall apart. And I put them in my bag so I don't lose them again. I don't very often lose stuff or leave stuff behind. I'm quite well organised and I always think about everything. But for some reason, I think it's because I was trying to make 2 videos in one go, I just forgot the R clips. Anyway, I'm happy about that. I'm over the moon with that. Got to be so careful around here now because all the broken glass on the floor everywhere. It's pretty unbelievable. And I think there's a nursery over there, and they bring children to come and sort of sit around these trees and in the park and that. It's pretty crazy, man. I've never really understood why people do that, you know, break glass and all that. I never went through that phase as a teenager, going around and smashing bottles and things and windows. Just never went through that phase. It's never really been anything that I've done or tickles my fancy, so to speak. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I missed out. Did I miss out? I don't know. No idea. Let's go through here. It's a shame, you know, what things have become now compared to what they were once upon a time. Well, now I've done that, see what else I can do. All these Union Jacks and English flags flying around is great. Really, really is. They're, you know, people painted the mini roundabouts and the zebra crossings and all that kind of stuff. Reassurance, that's what it is. People are still believing. Good. Yeah. We won't be flushed out. That's great, man. Now we've got to go and do a few more little errands, a few more little things. What in the world is that? Looks like a stall with like a burner on the top of it. Someone's burned something. I wonder why it's there. Interesting. Someone's garden fence has been put through there, look. It's been like that for a little while. They obviously don't care very much. Oh, I felt a spot of rain then. That wouldn't be the end of the world. It's only a bit of rain. I'm always amazed at how many people walk dogs. It's crazy. Never seen anyone walking their cat here when I'm walking their turtle. This was my GT Tempest. It's Tempest 2 actually. 2.0. I rode it for, well, I bought it second hand in 2010. Rode it a lot. It was still perfectly rideable, but I decided one day that I wanted to do something with it. So what I did, I found the biggest downhill forks that I could find, 170mm, made by Zoom. A lot of people put Zoom down, but I don't think they're that bad. I wouldn't want to do much competition with them, but for your everyday riding, they ain't bad. The rims, 26-inch rims, well 26-inch. Not really sure what make they are because they were from eBay. The tyres, Swarby Magic Marys, soft compound on these, 2.5-inch. I wanted to go wider, but the limiting factor was the chain and the frame. 8-speed cassette, Clark hydraulic disc brakes, pill grips from the legendary Sam Pilgrim. Lovely, these are lovely brakes as well. Thing is, if I was to do any kind of jumps or proper downhill riding with this, it would probably fall apart. The frame's not designed for that angle, so you know, all these welds would be under quite a lot of stress. I don't think the welds would break. The frame itself would probably buckle before anything else. But I don't do that kind of thing. I just wanted to build it for the fun of building it and then ride it like a normal bike. I do the odd wheelie, the odd endo, maybe a bunny hop here and there, but mainly just ride around and have some fun. And I just love the look of it. I think it looks really, really cool. I didn't have this seat on it. We was in Norfolk not too long ago and I was doing a lot of sit down riding, and man, my bottom was hurting. I was having to stand up just to get off the seat. The seat I had on it wasn't designed for sitting on really, it was designed just to be there so you didn't have a stick up your bum if you sat down by accident. My brother had the same issue with his bike. His seat wasn't all that comfortable, so we went into a local bike shop in Norfolk and I found that seat, and it was quite a cheap one. So I said, let's give that a go. So, and I've had it on there ever since. It's a fantastic seat, actually really comfortable. I don't think it's actually a proper brand. It might be Gel, I don't know. What does it say on it? Gel Plus. Don't even know if that's the model or the brand or what it is, but it was in there and it looked more comfortable than the one I had, so I put it on. And it's great. So yeah, some people have been asking about the bike build. I did a couple of build videos on this bike. Some people have been asking about it, so kind of wrapping it up. I haven't changed the gear selectors yet because I've had to put, normally you'd have the brake there and then you'd have the gear selector and then the grip, but I wasn't able to do that with these selectors because they're the twist grip ones. I need to get the ones you do with the thumbs, and then I can have it in the right orientation. But I don't change gear all that often. I tend to stay in sort of 5th or 6th, that's where I sort of stay. And I can change them, it's just a bit awkward. So one of them things I need to get around to doing but haven't done just yet. Anyway, there it is, it's wrapped up. That is pretty much it, apart from the gear shifter. Everything else is pretty much wrapped up as it's going to be. The frame is a bit too small for me for sit down riding. My legs are always bent, I don't really like it, it's quite uncomfortable. But the bike itself, the frame, everything isn't designed for sitting down. When you're doing downhill riding or any type of mountain bike, you primarily stand up, so the frame itself is alright. But that's why I have the seat up high. I put it up high for sit down riding, put it down low when I'm doing a lot of standing up or something like that. But that's just me. You might be different. You might say you do things like this, well fine. Great. I'm happy that we can all be different together. Just sit back and enjoy it. And look at the day. There's clouds in the sky today. Yesterday there wasn't a single cloud and it was over 20 degrees. Today, 17.5 degrees with a few clouds. But that doesn't mean we can't go and enjoy some life. I found my R clips, I'm over the moon. Now I'm going to have a slow ride home, I think, and go and have some lunch because it's lunchtime. There was a cluster, when I come this way, about 15 minutes ago, there was a cluster of old ladies walking dogs just in front of me. Over there by that, there's a Union Jack over there, just by there on the path. And I come up the path and I said, excuse me please. They didn't hear me. And I said, excuse me please, a bit louder. They still didn't hear me, so I see a little gap, so I just kind of snuck past. And they went, oh, watch out. I thought that sound to myself. I said excuse me several times. Why is there always a dirty pair of boxer shorts or underwear or something everywhere you go? I don't understand it. Crazy. People must just walk along and take them off and leave them on the floor. They are behind me. I've overtook them again. They said morning to me this time. Last time they didn't. Oh dear. I like talking to random strangers. It's actually great fun, you know. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know, like, you know. It's just, you could meet a random stranger and have quite a lot in common and have a really decent conversation. You can also meet random strangers and have nothing in common and they can be a complete idiot, but that's just life. You can't get on with everybody. Quite a number of boarded up houses and that around here now. Alright, I'm out of here now. That was all in all that ride. I try to go on a ride as often as I can because I want to try and look after myself, and bike riding is a very good way of exercising, particularly when you're on a normal bike. When you're on an e-bike it's not so good, obviously, unless you're sensible with the level that you've got it helping you with. But that ride was all in all around about an hour and a half long, so I feel absolutely accomplished. Actually, I do. I'm going to have some lunch now and chill out. Thanks for coming along. I never thought that I would actually find those R clips. I honestly thought that they were going to be gone. I can't explain how happy I am that I've managed to find those R clips. I thought I was going to ride up to that little piece of gravel, wherever that used to be, and they were just going to be gone. Some kids had come along yesterday and kicked them around or whatever. But no, they were still sitting there, happy as Larry. So I'm going to put them back on my buggy, and I'm going to guard them with my life. I'll see you later on. Take care, you lot. All the best.